Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I am Uzma Jafri. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 8th of June. Militants attack petrol party in India's Jammu and Kashmir, search operations underway. Pakistan army accused of illegal encroachment in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. And NATO welcomes Afghanistan's ceasefire announcement with Taliban. And now for all the details. Terrorists attacked a petrol party in Kupwara district of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province on Friday. However, no injuries or casualties have been reported so far. The incident came after one soldier was killed in a gunfight with terrorists trying to sneak across the border in the district on Thursday.
Militants attacked a petrol party in Kupwara district of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province on Friday. The militants launched the attack at a petrol party of Indian Army in Haril area of the district. However, no injuries or casualties have been reported so far. The entire area was cordoned off immediately and search operations were still underway till the last reports came in. On Thursday, one soldier was killed and another injured in a gunfight with terrorists trying to sneak across the border in Kupwara's Keren sector. This comes amid Indian Interior Minister Rajnath Singh's two-day trip to the province. Singh had ordered security forces last month to halt cordon and search operations across Kashmir during Ramadan. The security forces, however, still reserve the right to retaliate in case of direct confrontation or an attack. India accuses Pakistan of training and arming militants and helping them infiltrate across the border. Pakistan denies the allegations.
Moving on. Residents in Kotli district of Pakistan-administered Kashmir have accused Pakistani army of illegal encroachment. They confronted against the forceful illegal land grab recently and blamed the Pakistani security forces of trying to change the demography of the illegally occupied region.
Locals of Kotli district of Pakistan-administered Kashmir have accused Pakistani security forces of illegal encroachment. The residents confronted and launched agitation against the forceful illegal land grab by the Pakistani army recently. Since past few years, there is a growing resentment among residents of the illegally occupied region against Pakistan.
Before this, the military of Pakistan had already occupied one playing ground in district Kotli. It is situated in the main city of the district Kotli. And despite great protest and demonstration by the local people, they did not left in that area, and they are occupying all the important places, businesses areas, businesses land, commercial land.
Locals in illegally occupied Pakistan-administered Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan often stage protest against Pakistan's ill treatment of the region and its people. The residents blame Pakistan for exploiting their resources and for being responsible for the poverty and underdevelopment in the region. Various leaders and activists also accuse the Pakistani army and intelligence agency of enforced disappearances and extrajudicial killings in the region.
In news from Afghanistan, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg on Thursday welcomed the Afghan government's unconditional ceasefire with militant group Taliban. Afghan President Ashraf Ghani announced the ceasefire with the Taliban on Thursday and said it is an opportunity for it to realize that their violent campaign is further alienating the Afghan people from their cause.
NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg welcomed on Thursday Afghan President Ashraf Ghani's unconditional ceasefire with the Taliban. While addressing a press conference in Brussels, Stoltenberg said the announcement is a positive step towards peace in Afghanistan. He further called on the Taliban to accept the ceasefire.
I welcome the announcement of a ceasefire made by President Ghani and the Government of National Unity. This is a positive step forward on the path to peace. NATO fully supports an Afghan-led and Afghan-owned peace and reconciliation process.
Afghan President Ashraf Ghani announced a ceasefire with the Taliban on Thursday in a Facebook video message. For years, Afghanistan has been plagued by violence by militants who claim their struggle is a holy war to impose Islamic rule. Recently, a gathering of more than 2,000 Afghan religious scholars in Kabul had issued an Islamic directive on Monday saying the ongoing war in Afghanistan is forbidden under Islamic law.
More on news from Afghanistan. An expo showcasing handicrafts made by Afghan women was held recently in Afghanistan's capital, Kabul city. Each stall in the expo, which also had schoolgirls as participants, displayed around 300 different items.
An exhibition of women's handicrafts was held in Afghan capital Kabul recently, where dozens of women showcased their work, including dresses, shoes and jewelry. One stall alone showcased 300 different items from women in Bamiyan city in Afghanistan.
اونا رو ترینینگ دادیم، آموزش دادیم، اونا مواد خام برشان میبرن، اونا کار میکنن. خانم‌ها که سواد ندارن اما امروز از پول کار خود بسیار خودکفا شدن. خوش است.
The expo also included handcrafts made by schoolgirls. Women in the partially conservative Afghanistan are still not treated as equal as men, and in such environment, events encouraging women are a must to make them self-reliant and fight for their basic rights.
Moving on to news from Nepal. The Federal Socialist Forum Nepal, or FSFN, has rubbished all rumours of the party's possible unification with the newly registered Nepal Communist Party. The FSFN chairman on Thursday said his party in future may work towards unification with any party that resonates with its ideologies and policies, but not immediately.
The Federal Socialist Forum Nepal, or FSFN, has ruled out suggestions of the party's unification with the ruling Nepal Communist Party, or NCP. The FSFN chairman, Upendra Yadav, issuing a statement on Thursday, said there is no possibility of unification with NCP right now. Yadav, who recently joined the government as Deputy Prime Minister and the Health Minister, further said FSFN may work towards unification with a party that resonates with its ideologies and policies in future. Last month, FSFN signed a two-point agreement with the NCP, which stated that the government has agreed to address the party's demands related to constitution amendment on the basis of mutual understanding. FSFN was previously with the long-time disgruntled parties alliance known as the Federal Alliance, but later it was deferred as the FSFN chairman and then coordinator of the alliance, Upendra Yadav, was ousted from the alliance.
Exiled Tibetan spiritual leader Dalai Lama on Friday concluded a three-day teaching session in Dharamshala town of India's Himachal Pradesh province. Hundreds of people, including many college and school students from different parts of the world, gathered for the spiritual teachings.
Exiled Tibetan spiritual leader Dalai Lama on Friday concluded a three-day teaching program in North Indian hill town of Dharamshala. Hundreds of people, including many college and school students, monks, nuns and devotees from different parts of the world, gathered at a main Buddhist temple for the spiritual teachings. There were live webcasts in different languages of the teachings during the session, including in Hindi, Chinese, Japanese, Korean and many more.
It's all about love and compassion of a bodhisattva, and then it is a basic need for everyone in this modern day, so that's why it's all about.
What do you think, how much significant this is for the youngsters?
Actually, we all know, and I believe that youngster will be the future generation, and also they will be the future leader, and that's why if this lesson or this teaching will be very beneficial for the student to change our mindset.
I'm here because I spend a lot of time in Dharamsala, and I study Buddhist philosophy and Tibetan language, so I always come to the Dalai Lama teachings when I'm here.
Dalai Lama during the session gave teachings on 8th century Indian Buddhist monk Santiteva's A Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. Dalai Lama, who won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1989, fled into exile in India in 1959 after an abortive uprising against Chinese rule. He has since lived mostly in Dharamshala in the northern province of Himachal Pradesh.
A man in India's northern Punjab province has opened his shops out of compassion to injured animals and birds for free and spends his day nurturing them. The animal and bird lover inherits this compassion as well as the idea of helping the speechless from his ancestors. He's been doing it since childhood for about 50 years now.
A man in India's northern Amritsar city has opened his shops to injured animals for free and spends hours nurturing them. An animal and bird lover, Pradeep Kumar, runs a manufacturing shop for steel cupboards and has opened his 2 shops to house birds and small animals. The special guests in Kumar's little kingdom include a variety of birds and animals such as pigeon, hawks, nightingales and rabbits. Not just his shop, his home is also a safe haven for animals, now which require cooler temperature for survival.
कोई पैसा नहीं कोई अपनी खुशी ना कोई दे देवे 10-20-50 दाना पा दिओ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਾ ਦਿੰਨੇ ਮੰਗਦੇ ਹੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਕੋਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਪੰਛੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਬੜੇ ਜਾਨਵਰ ਹੈ 2 ਉੱਲੂ ਆ 10 ਬਾਜ ਨੇ ਕਬੂਤਰ ਹੈ 2-300 ਹੋਰ ਬੜੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਾਨਵਰ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਚੂਹੇ ਆ ਗਿਨੀ ਪਿਗ ਆ ਤੇ ਕੁੱਕੜ ਆ ਬਤਕਾਂ ਨੇ
Kumar inherits this compassion as well as the idea from his ancestors. This is the 4th generation of his family working in this field. He has been doing this for animals and birds since childhood for about 50 years now. And his father has been a savior of the speechless for about 70 years and is still enthusiastic about the same.
Indian President Ramnath Kovind on Thursday declared the queen variety of pineapple as the official fruit of India's northeastern Tripura province. He expressed his happiness at the rate of export of the fruit and hoped its popularity spreads across the world.
Indian President Ramnath Kovind on Thursday declared the queen variety of pineapple as the official fruit of the northeastern province of Tripura. At a reception held for him by the Chief Minister of the province, Kovind unveiled the fruit and said that he was happy at the rate of the export of the fruit. He said he hopes that the fruit's popularity spreads to all parts of the country as well as to neighboring Bangladesh.
इस समारोह में क्वीन पाइनएप्पल को त्रिपुरा का स्टेट फ्रूट घोषित किए जाने पर मुझे हार्दिक प्रसन्नता हुई। मुझे ये जानकर खुशी हुई कि 3-4 दिन पहले ही क्वीन पाइनएप्पल की पहली खेप का खाड़ी के देशों में निर्यात किया गया है। इसे त्रिपुरा और पूर्वोत्तर क्षेत्र द्वारा विश्व व्यापार से जुड़ने में एक महत्वपूर्ण पहल के रूप में देखा जाना चाहिए।
Tripura produces around 100,000 metric tons of pineapples in 8,500 hectares per year. It is one of the major fruit crop of the province and a key source of its finances.
বাগান বাড়ি যদি রক্ষা কইরা রাখা দাও ভালো যত্ন করো যত্ন করলে তো সরকারে নিব নিলে উচিত মূল্য দিয়া নিব
In the month of May, the first consignment of Tripura's queen pineapples was exported to Dubai. The government has reached an agreement to dispatch to Dubai 1 ton of the pineapple variety every week.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Militants attacked petrol party in India's Jammu and Kashmir. Search operations underway. Pakistan Army accused of illegal encroachment in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. And NATO welcomes Afghanistan's ceasefire announcement with Taliban. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.